Thanks for tuning in to another Brewnomics interview series at the Lounge. I'm Jerry.
I'm Vic.
We got a special guest.
I'm Stacy.
From Boise Beer Buddies. It's going to be pretty fun. Of course, if you're watching this, obviously you've heard of her. She's a legend. But we'll get into that a little bit more. First, let's drink a beer to break the ice, huh? It is a beer show, after all.
That's what we do.
And since it's Boise Beer Buddies and we're an Idaho-based podcast, every beer's from Idaho this time. Usually we mix it up, but not today. What's the first beer?
So we're drinking first the Teddy Bear Picnic from Lost Grove Brewing. So we always like to go over some untapped stats, Stacy. And so looking at this, it is currently sitting at a 3.37. It's 5.1% alcohol by volume, and no IBUs are listed. I thought the beer was the mic, so that was an issue.
Oh, that's a good start. On the can, it says it is a bright and light-bodied, boasting strong notes of tangerine and grapefruit, followed by a clean and refreshing finish. It's the perfect all-day drinking buddy. Let's be friends. We can be friends, Lost Grove. We can. Yeah, this already seems like an all-day summer beer for sure. Right where it needs to be. 5% just makes the cut.
Very tasty.
What did you say the rating was?
So it has an average rating of 3.37.
It's cool to see Lost Grove jumping up. They've really come to a little bit more prominence here lately. Formerly Bella. Is that right? Pretty sure that's right. Now Lost Grove, and no?
Lost Grove started as Lost Grove.
Lost Grove started as Lost Grove. Who is Bella?
Bella is now Loose Screw.
Loose Screw. Thank you. I knew. Both start with an L.
That's why you're here, Stacy.
See, that's why we have the professionals. Do you know any fun facts about this beer, Lost Grove, besides they were not formerly someone else?
Jake, the one that started up Lost Grove, was previously with Payette Brewing. And he was with several other downtown restaurants, very well connected in the community.
Nice.
Very cool.
They do a lot with nonprofits as well.
And they make good beer. So that's a heck of a positive. We always like to rate on Untapped because, we're judgy. So we judge things. So we're going to do that. You can join along if you want or not.
So I do participate in Untapped as far as checking in beers. However, I do not rate them since I work with all of the breweries, and I don't want to rate one well and one not well.
All right. That's fair. But I'm going to tell you how it is. So, but I think the nice thing about Idaho is we make damn good beer. So it's pretty rare that we get disappointed. Off to a good start so far. I would give this straight up a 3.5.
Yeah.
Very drinkable, very crushable. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's the rating that was in my head as well. 3 of 5, super drinkable. Honestly, this is a super good beer just to get into the summer right now. And so, yeah, just really easy drinking. I dig it.
All right. Well, you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to have some fun?
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's a bit much.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
There you go.
Appreciate it. So, Stacy, let's just start out with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I operate Boise Beer Buddies. I do that now full time. It was a side gig. And as of just a couple of days ago, just had our 6-year anniversary of Boise Beer Buddies.
Congrats.
Congrats. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
6 years. It has been that long. Wow.
That's
impressive.
huge. Yeah, good for you. So tell us a little bit. What is Boise Beer Buddies for somebody who wouldn't know?
So it's a club, and we've got 100 different businesses that we work with. They all need to be local, independently owned businesses. So small businesses, mostly breweries, but just somehow be involved in the craft beverage industry. So I've even got a couple of clothing stores downtown that team up with breweries and a couple of gift shops.
That's awesome.
Mostly Boise, mostly beer, but I've got the businesses all over the state, and even one in Oregon, one in Nevada, one in Buffalo, New York, and I'm signing one up this week out of South Dakota. So that's a lot of fun.
We're going cross country, y'all.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So if you go to one of these venues or brewery and you are part of Boise Beer Buddies, what's the perks?
So each business, they're called Buddy Hubs. Each Buddy Hub selects a discount to offer to the Beer Buddy members. And breweries that don't have food, most of them have chosen to give $1 off your first pint on every single visit. So every time you go in, if you go in 365 days a year, you get $1 off each one. Some other ones have picked a slower day, let's say Wednesday's slow, and they've chosen that day to be buy one, get one free. Some other ones, it's 10% off food and drink if they've got food. Some of the gift shops, it's a discount off. So each one selects their own discount.
Cool, which is nice. You get a little variety.
Absolutely. And so how does one join? How much does it cost to join?
So an individual member can join for $20 for a year. So right now it's May, so it would be valid through next May. There's also a VIP lifetime where you don't have to renew every year, and that's $200.
Oh, so you just pay a one-time fee of $200 and you're good for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I also do some bulk packages. So if there's a couple that wants to buy 2 cards, it's $30 for 2. And then I've got a bulk for 5 cards and for 10.
Excellent.
So I know obviously the Boise Beer Buddies Facebook page is a great way to keep track of stuff. You're awesome, very interactive online, and it shows, and it's really helpful. So is the Instagram page, so make sure you're following them if you're not. Also, Brewnomics, also Lounge at the End of the Universe. Is there, because obviously there's a huge variance of places you can go and things you can get. Do you have an app?
Yes, there is an app, and it is a map of all of the locations. So right now we're at the Lounge of the End of the Universe, which is a buddy hub. They do have a bar with beer here. And right now you can get growlers to go, of course, since they're not open. But normally they are open. So you get a discount on your beer every time you come here. And then we're leaving here, and you download the app, and it shows you a map of everything else along Vista where you can go that's nearby. Or all over the state, now all over the country.
There you go. All right, so easy way to keep track. And again, shout out to the Lounge at the End of the Universe, Buddy Hub. Still have the Bike Route Stout Growler. Come on by, mention Brewnomics, get it for $15. They're also doing, one of the best, Payette Recoil IPA. Come on down, say Brewnomics sent you, get a special $15 growler fill. Or I'm sure go online and do it. Yeah, loungeboise.com.
Excellent. So how many members would you say you have involved in your Boise Beer Buddies club?
Oh, great question. I've got a little over 3,000 members.
Wow.
Some of them have not renewed, so they have expired. And I'm working on reaching out to make those renewals a little more automatic, but that'll be on a next rollout on another app down the road.
Very cool. And for those of you who don't know, I believe you run like 99% of that. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, I run it all.
So, and once you become a member, you also get these newsletters that Stacy gives basically once a week. Is that true? And so in those newsletters, you just get information on what's going on around the city and what deals there are. Just want to say a big thank you because I did see this interview in there. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, it is awesome. And also as a beer podcast, there are a lot of times where we'll do big news segments, or obviously if there's events that you can go to. I'm sure that'll be a thing that happens again, or whatever it is. That was a great source of information for us. So it's always helped us get out to those events and also give us some fun talking points on the podcast. And saves a lot of research on our side. So we've always greatly appreciated that.
Super. Yeah, absolutely. And so for somebody who's not a member yet, what would they expect to see a part of that newsletter that you send out? Because I know you work diligently, very hard on that newsletter to bring it to the people.
Yes, it takes several hours each week to put that together, and it's a lot of research, but it's a lot of fun, and it helps me know what's going on, too, with each of the Buddy Hubs. The newsletter contains news and events for mostly beer, but also wine and cider and restaurants, new places opening, anniversary parties, beer festivals. There's also a section on job postings, and there have been many people who have gotten their jobs through those job postings.
That's awesome. Just connecting people. I love that. That's great.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's the epitome of why we kind of started this podcast, was because we think Boise has an awesome beer community. The people in it are great, and it needs to be shared, and people need to know it. And you're kind of the epitome of that and how it brings it together. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's time for another beer, probably. What do you think, Paula?
I agree.
He agrees, everyone.
So whenever you're ready, you can just surprise us. You can surprise
Yeah.
us. You can surprise us.
So if, let's say, you were a brewer or a local craft brewery, how would you go about contacting you to put something into that newsletter?
So the easiest way is Facebook events.
Okay.
So on a Facebook event, it shows the date, the time, the location, and basic details. And it's just so easy to include that link in there. Some other ones do send me emails periodically. And then I kind of have to put the link together myself, so it's a little more time consuming, but it also helps me know that they are following it and that they do want their content in the newsletter.
Excellent. So Facebook events, absolutely.
So we appreciate that because, like I said, I love going to beer events, and we haven't been able to do that for a while. Hopefully soon, but a lot of good ones were canceled. So I do want to get into that, how this whole pandemic has affected you, how you've been going on, hanging on, really, how Boise Beer Buddies has been hanging on, what just kind of your experience has been through this.
It has definitely been a challenge. I do this full time, so this is how I make my living. And I get the income from a variety of different sources. I get some from the Buddy Hubs, some from the Beer Buddies, and some from events. Some on those events, sometimes it's coordinating the events, or sometimes setting up a booth and selling memberships at the events. So obviously,
It's a big whack.
those are not happening.
Yeah.
And some of the Buddy Hubs are currently unable to pay. And the Beer Buddy membership renewal has been way down.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it's going to pick up again, but
I think it will, and I think hopefully, what I'm really hoping is a lot of breweries, craft beer shops, whatever it may be, places like yourself, get to see that nice big spike with people getting excited to get back out to life to kind of make up for what's been lacking here a little bit, and I'm sure plateau itself back out. But speaking of canceled events, Tree Fort.
Yes.
That was a bummer. So at least we still get a beer from Tree Fort. So that's what I'm actually kind of excited about. That's our next beer.
Next
See
beer.
that
Next
sweet,
beer.
sweet segue. This is from Mother Earth out of Nampa, Idaho. In this case, doing the House Show, an unfiltered India Pale Ale.
Yeah, so in looking at Untapped, says formerly known as Fresh AF. It's sitting at 6.5% alcohol by volume. It's got an average rating of 3.92, and that comes from about 59 check-ins. So, of course, it's going to be a lot more minimal check-ins because it's very new right now.
Yeah, and the thousands of people that were supposed to get a try at Tree Fort,
Not able to.
I think September, TBD?
TBD.
Maybe. Hopefully. Do you like IPAs? Do you have a favorite kind of beer?
IPAs, definitely IPAs.
Me too. I'm definitely an IPA
They're
drinker.
tasty. Yeah.
And this is right where I like it to be, like a 6.5% IPA. I don't know if unfiltered, but really, if that's your thing, if you put IPA 6.5% in front of me, I'm gonna be like, all right, it's gonna be a good night. Let's see how this one goes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think.
I like Mother Earth as a whole. Really, they tend to not disappoint. I really like their beer.
They're one of my favorites.
Smells phenomenal.
It's great, yeah.
Very citrusy, a little orangey.
Little orangey.
For it being unfiltered, it sure looks filtered. Pretty clear looking IPA, but it's all marketing.
Yeah, when you go in for a taste, it's kind of sweet. It's got, like, you notice that citrusy kind of profile, but it's very subtle, very light. Gives me kind of a reminder of the Cali Creamin' almost, but it's where I don't know. It's just one of my favorite beers from there, though. So
It
what are you
really
gonna
is.
do?
Sure. I'd say maybe the creamsicle variant.
Sure.
Almost too easy to drink.
Almost
Especially
too
Yes,
This
it
could
is.
go down very easy.
Yeah, maybe this is not a hoppy IPA by any stretch. In fact, I would go to say if you're somebody that doesn't really like IPAs or you've been on the fence, this would absolutely be what I like to call a gateway IPA. This is a phenomenal beer. I would give this... I'd give this beer a 4. I like this a lot. I'm gonna pick this one up regularly when I see it while I can.
Yeah, not only it's great to do that because it also continues to support them and hopefully Treefort if it comes around.
Yeah, isn't there a percentage of this that's going towards the musicians at Treefort?
That's a good question. Unfortunately, on Untapped or the Can, we don't get much information about that, but I know Mother Earth's really good about that. But if you know more about that, I would love to hear.
I don't know
Maybe.
any more details on
No
what
more
I just
details.
said.
Maybe a portion is going to the musician.
Maybe, and that would make sense. I think Mother Earth does a lot of outreach and support like that, so it's a huge possibility. But at this point, we cannot confirm that.
Unconfirmed.
It's not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
What do you rate it, Vic?
This is a great beer. It does drink really smoothly. High drinkability for a 6.5%. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's tasty, sweet, but hoppy. I'm going to go, 4 as well. I dig it.
Paula, did you try it?
I did.
What do you rate it?
It's really good.
It's really good, everyone.
Oh,
Really good.
4.0.
4 as well.
Across the board there. Do you know of... Wait, let's see. Do we know of any events coming around? Or are there any more TBDs besides Treefort? No, you're the expert on that.
Just hopefully all the breweries can open this coming Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the lounge, I guys want to hear on Sunday, May 31st, that's real soon, they're doing the 12-hour streamathon with a bunch of local DJs, artists, comedians, much like you'd see at a Treefort. So, it's going to be a pretty fun virtual event. We can still do something, guys. I think you can go to loungeboise.com/tickets for that.
Together apart, right?
What were you doing before Boise Beer Buddies? Because you said you started it, were part-time. Now you're pretty much engulfed by it. What was Stacy pre-BBB?
I was a banker for a little over 20 years. I did private banking, wealth management, and investments, very much in the corporate world, but also working with a lot of business owners. So fell in love with the small businesses and restaurants. And then more breweries started opening in the area. And the banks were going through mergers and acquisitions. And I actually worked at the Better Business Bureau for a couple of years. So I did
Cool.
2 BBBs at the same time. Oh, my gosh.
It's a BBB squared.
Yeah. And so, and then tried to do this on the side. And I wasn't giving either one 100%. So finally, I just took the leap about 3.5 years ago. I've been doing this full time for 3.5 years.
That is awesome. Just wanted to do something different, it sounds like.
Well, and it's got to be nice to be your own boss now, too, because I definitely not on that level, but I worked in banking in, how do I say this? Fuck that. No way. Beer's way cooler than banking.
Yeah, well, and a lot of that, it taught me relationship building.
Yeah.
You've got to know your clients. You've got to know their whole story, their background, and where they want to go. And it's the same with the breweries and the restaurants. All the different owners, it's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and I love that passion for the kind of that relationship building. I mean, it's clear if you're gonna give your all to that you have that for it, and it shows. So neat.
So let's talk a little bit more about the pandemic and how. I know you kind of touched on this earlier, but I'm just sort of curious. What does Boise Beer Buddies look like for you the last 3 months? Like member interaction. Are we getting a lot more members? Just kind of curious how it's been looking for you. I know it's a hard time.
Well, it's kind of interesting because there are so many people now working from home. I've been working from home for over 3 years, so my day-to-day routine hasn't changed. It's just more each week I've got beer festivals to look forward to on the weekends that are no longer there. I spend a lot of my time on social media, and I'm usually very productive when I'm doing it. Well, now everybody else that's working from home is also on social media. And so it's taking so much more time.
Interesting.
It's a little more fun, but it's less productive.
Huh.
As far as the numbers, the sales numbers, through January, February, March, and even into April, I was doing really well. May is really the first month that it's kind of slumped. So hopefully with businesses hopefully opening at the end of this week, then it'll pick back up.
Yeah, as long as I think it will, as long as people are doing their part and just try not to be an asshole. And we'll get back at it in no time, and I think pick right back up.
Absolutely.
But things are definitely going to be different. Do you have any, like, I don't know. I don't even really know how to ask that question because I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm super excited to go to events and concerts, but who knows what's going to happen. So do you have any thoughts or plans? Because I still, maybe you guys know more than I do if we do, but I still don't know any idea of when, like, gatherings can actually happen.
And even what that's going to look like later on is going to be like a third capacity sometimes. So, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and each of the businesses is following the protocols to set up the social distancing and maybe in one door, out the other door, and not have as many people, like you said, maybe a third of the people. So it's going to be interesting. If they do close down 8th Street and move a lot of the patios out there, that'll be kind of interesting. So
I've heard about that, and I think that sounds cool, personally, because you don't need to drive on 8th Street. That's like the one in downtown Boise where it's like just patio that bitch up.
exactly.
Especially with the marketplace and all the different events and that goes on down there when they do the Oktoberfest. It's like, I feel like just logistically, because I used to work on 8th Street too at a bar that's no longer there because it sucked. But that's neither here nor there. But whenever that stuff would happen, getting in and out was just a nightmare. So just block it up. I think it'd be cool as hell to have like a patio / event street in downtown Boise.
Yeah, I hope it happens.
Yeah, it'd be super cool. Yeah, just so you're not worried about a car, coming randomly and you just freely walk about. That'd be great. And the plus side about this is, we're going to have a lot more patio seating, so go Boise.
Yeah, and it's going to make that social distancing easier, even though I do not want to keep staying 6 feet away from people.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to do it, but I'm a hugger. And so it's hard to see somebody and not be like, don't touch me. So I'd be like, I miss hugging people. I can't do that anymore.
Gosh, okay. Well, so what do you think is next for Boise Beer Buddies?
One of the most challenging things for me right now is the fact that the membership cards are physical cards. And as much as I like to sell several every single day, whenever I receive an online order, I've got to fill out the card, put it in an envelope, put the address on the envelope, put a stamp on it, get it out to the mailbox. And, doing that every so often is no big deal. But now with 3,000 members, it is just an extra time-consuming thing.
Sure.
So if I can get those to be automatic with the app, somebody renews, like let's say right now somebody just renewed, then they already have it and I don't have to do anything.
That would be ideal, and I think doable. Definitely doable. So because right now you can buy it online or the app.
There's a link on the app
That
to
will
the
take you
website, to the online
Okay.
store.
So you still do it from your phone.
Yes.
So essentially you could just show your phone to them and they could just like scan a QR code.
Something like that.
Something
What
like
I am
that, yeah.
doing now also is when someone does purchase one online, I take a picture of it before I put it in the envelope, and I text it to them, so they've got a digital version.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
super
That's
cool.
something.
Right on.
That's something.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like it's pretty easy to get and pretty easy to use because we have one in the places we've gone to. They're always very open, and it's good conversation piece too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I definitely need the Beer Buddy members to remember to show their cards, because if I go back, like here at the lounge, they get several Beer Buddy visitors. Their staff knows what Boise Beer Buddies is. There's some other places that don't get as many, and this is an industry with high turnover.
Yes.
So a lot of the employees may not know what it is unless there are a lot of members going in, because I can only go to so many places myself.
Sure.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I try. But if I've got 3,000 members out there helping me spread the word, then it really helps.
Absolutely, yeah. So, Boise Beer Buddies, use your cards.
All right. So with that, because we really want to, because we love the service, we think it's a great way to get it going. So what's the best way we can help support you and Boise Beer Buddies?
This is definitely a start here, but spread the word. There are some people out and about when we can go out again, and someone sitting next to you sees your Beer Buddy card, and they ask what it is. And when you tell them how awesome it is and that they need to order one online, then they order one online.
There you go.
But if I just go out and tell everybody, hey, this is awesome, you need to get it, then it has
Sure.
kind of a different appeal.
Sure. We should get together later and figure out like a referral program for it. Some little perk on that.
I do have a couple of folks that do that, and I give them referral codes and credit. So
There you go.
There you
definitely
go.
something we can talk about.
There you go, because I think that's a cool idea too. Because it is. That's the whole reason that we do this is to. I mean, drinking beer is so much better when done together and in public. A little more sad when you're just doing it at home by yourself with no one around. Different conversation. So yeah. Do you know anywhere open right now that can go out and get it utilized before? Well, shit. By the time this is done, it's already almost June. That's good. I didn't realize it was already. It's like by the time this airs, it's going to be June almost. So I guess we're good. We're right there, first wave. So, I mean, it is good as any time right now. Make sure you get your Boise Beer Buddies card. That way, June 1st coming out when all the breweries can open.
So it's actually valid right now at a lot of the locations, such as Spitfire. They're open since it's a restaurant.
Yep.
You get $1 off every single pint when you go there. Das Alpenhaus, they adjusted their discount to beer to go,
Okay.
even though they're open now as a restaurant also. But you get a discount on food, you get discount on beer. Bear Island has added $2 off growlers to go. And
go.
actually
There you go.
several other ones. So you can use it everywhere.
Cool. So, yeah, you can still use it. And if you don't have it, get it. You'll be able to use it in a lot more places real soon.
And on a separate note, some Beer Buddy members feel a little guilty or uncomfortable saving that $1 when they're shopping at a small business right now because the small businesses are hurting. So I'm just encouraging them, go out in full force. Let them know that all the Beer Buddies are out there supporting them, and tip extra if you feel
I was gonna
uncomfortable.
say, exactly. If you feel bad, taking $1 off your drink, tip an extra $2.
Yeah. You know you
It
got
works
it.
itself out. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. So cool. That's pretty exciting. Let's see what else we got. What else? I think it's time for another beer. That's what we got. Would you pour us, Paula? All right. Whole lotta colada from our friends at Boise Brewing. They were just on here. In case you haven't already, please go back and check out our interview with Josh. Pretty cool dude.
Check it
Damn
out.
good beer.
Damn good beer. Yeah, so this is the Whole Lotta Colada, as Jerry mentioned, by Boise Brewing. It is sitting at 5.3% alcohol by volume. No IBUs are listed. This has an average rating of 3.68 on Untappd, and that comes from 71 ratings. I don't have a description of the beer.
I don't think they have anything on the bottle either, other than a wheat ale.
Yeah, these are a lot of new beers that we actually have, so we have a little bit of a fun description to read from it.
It's got a super cute label with like the tiki cup on there, and the label was designed by Sinestra Creative. I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. I really like Boise Brewing. And I'm not just saying that because they're on their podcast. The reason we reached out to them was because we liked them and wanted them on the podcast.
Great beer.
This is super drinkable. I always get nervous with coconut because coconut can be so overpowering. And if you don't like it, it's real difficult to drink one. And it's not often that you see coconut outside of like a stout or a porter really well done.
Very true. Yeah. This
I think
smells
we may have
amazing.
found one.
Yeah, this smells amazing. Coconut, not overpowering at all. Like very subtle, but it's present.
It smells like a pina colada. I was just talking to my beer like it was a microphone. Just pulled a Vic.
Yep.
Yeah, it is very subtle coconut.
Jesus Christ.
It's hard to do, man. Just double fisting it all day here.
We're not used to holding microphones. Typically, we have like little stands for them, so just don't know what to do with my hands.
Do you want me to get you a stand, bud?
No, it's all right.
No.
It's all right. Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
okay.
George.
Thank you. Note to self.
Just like this. Get an ASMR.
Fuck, this is good. What was it? 5.3?
Yes.
Close enough. All right.
Close enough. 368. Sorry.
No, the ABV.
Oh yeah, 5.3.
And the rating was 3.68. I'm gonna jump it up to a 3.75. I really like this. It is really sweet. I don't tend to drink super sweet beverages, but if I had a little sweet tooth craving, this would be a damn good one to go to. Especially again because it's hard to get a nice coconut flavor outside of a stout. So the way they do that, whose fucking phone is going off? The way they do that outside of this is pretty nice. So, God. Well done. Yet again, 3.75.
Very nice. Yeah, I would give this one a 4. Honestly, the uniquenitude, to borrow a Jerry word, is it's great. Like once again, like you said, you do not get a lot of coconut in anything but a stout or a porter. So the fact that they accomplished this, very cool. Super drinkable as well. Yeah, I'm gonna jump it up to a 4. I like it.
Nice. That's a good rating because I've had like other pina colada versions of beers that weren't very good unless they were a sour, and I'm like, that's good, but it's a sour, so I don't want to drink a lot. So for me, if you like that pina colada vibe, you don't want a sour, you don't want something super thick, this is your go-to. What do you think, Stacy?
And it's a great beer for someone that is not a hophead, that isn't into all the IPAs.
No, that's a great way to put
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Yeah.
I think it's a good beer as long as you don't mind a little sweetness. If you like beer, you can drink this beer, no matter what side of the spectrum you sit on. Cool. Let's take a quick break.
Yep.
If you guys don't mind, and then we will get right back. Commercials.
No mercy.
I just have to take. Before we get started, let's just finish up some plugs here real quick. So, of course, make sure check out our huge supporters with everything, all sides tech here. What they do for the lounge and everything. Check out their patreon.com/Bagel Tiger. Make sure also we're going to do a sweet little thing with the lounge. Obviously, they are a buddy hub if you've been paying attention. So they're going to give you a $5 growler, $5 off a growler fill with the Boise Beer Buddy card. Wednesday through Sunday, noon to 5. And also $15 growlers from Pay at Recoil through Brewnomics. No, you can't double dip. God.
You can't double dip. Don't
Darn
do
it.
it.
All right. Okay, Coral says you can.
Apparently
she
you
overrules
can.
me. So apparently, mention Brewnomics and bring your Boise Beer Budding card. $10 growler. Pay at Recoil IPA. Said it slow.
So you know.
All right. Did I miss anything? Probably.
We'll get there. Should we drink another beer?
Let's drink another beer.
Let's drink another beer.
Let's drink
We'll
another
get back
beer.
to the plugs at the end of the night. Huh? All right. So this one from Victor, Idaho. Grand Teton Brewing. Bluebird. Pilsner. Coming in at 4.7%.
Untapped agrees with 4.7%. No IBUs listed. It has an average rating of 3.38, and that comes from 19 check-ins. Probably the lowest we have so far. Once again, a lot of new beers that we're drinking
A
tonight.
lot of new beers. Again, we mentioned on the show before. A lot of people use Untapped, but it doesn't seem to be that popular in Idaho, or maybe as popular as it should be. It's getting there. Use Untapped, guys. It makes our job so much easier when it comes to this podcast.
We're very concerned about making our job easier.
Help us by helping us.
So we can later help you.
There we go. What was the rating again?
Oh, man, you're asking me hard questions there,
Yeah.
Jerry. It is an average rating of 3.38.
All right.
It's a Pilsner.
So I'm not usually a fan of Pilsners, but this is very tasty.
Is it giving you the thrills for the pills?
Yes.
Oh, snap.
For a Pilsner, it's fine. 4.7's right where you kind of expect a Pilsner to be. It's been a warm day, so I can drink beer a little bit lighter right around now. It's typically not going to be my go-to choice. You know, I want me as good IPA or something like that, but after having a few, fruity profile, sweet profile beer, there's something so enjoyable about a crisp, clean, drinkable Pilsner.
Agreed.
And considering they do a Pilsner pretty good, a Pilsner's a surprisingly easy beer to mess up.
Surprisingly easy.
Or to make just bland and boring as all heck.
Yeah.
These guys did a good job. I like it. We give it a 3.25. I think that's an apt rating because it is a Pilsner, and I just don't think they should typically go above that. But it's still a damn good beer. It's one I'd drink again, easily.
Yeah, and it is coming in under 5%, so we have a little bit of a soda quality to it. But that's okay. It's nice on a really hot day. It's super refreshing. I'm going to go 3.25 as well. I would agree with that. I think it's a good rating.
And we had a pretty cool podcast just re-go up that we did, I don't know, last or something, second time around, because they just did a whole re-release of their summer beer. So make sure you go to where your podcasts are found and check that one out also.
Homestead Grand Teton.
What do you think of this one? So you said you like it for a Pilsner, huh?
Yeah, I'm really surprised at how much I do like it.
Have you got to do anything with Grand Teton, or are they too far out there?
There's another one out there,
Yeah.
Wildlife Brewing in Victor.
Okay.
That's a buddy hub, and I've been communicating with Grand Teton. We just haven't settled on anything yet.
Well, we support her fully, Grand Teton. Make a great buddy hub.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to throw out some rapid fire questions for you. Get a little look into the personality of Stacy Connolly from
Okay,
Boise
I'm
Beer
ready.
Buddies. He's going to lead the charge.
He doesn't like being handed things, everyone. He likes handing them out, though. So rapid fire questions. So basically, I'm just going to ask you some questions. Just whatever comes up top of your head, first response. Natural inclination, okay?
Okay,
Ready?
I'm ready.
Big party or small gathering?
Big party.
Big party. I like it. Swimming or sunbathing?
Swimming.
Swimming. Excellent. Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Nice. I appreciate that. Nap or a workout?
Depends on the day. and how much beer the day before.
Let's go with a Tuesday.
Okay. We'll go with the workout.
Nice. Right on. Preferred streaming service?
You mean social media or?
Like Netflix,
Netflix,
Hulu,
Hulu.
Disney Plus,
I don't do any
Crackle.
of those.
Oh, good for you. Wow.
Tubi. Nothing. Okay.
I haven't even
Amazing.
watched TV for many, many, many years until just recently. I watched too much news, but
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
my guess
sure.
is the favorite streaming service is YouTube because that's where all the Brewnomics podcasts can be found.
Found on YouTube. Wow, Stacy, amazing. Number one. I'm jealous. I don't know if I can do that.
but I make up for it on social media.
I guess I have so
There you
many
go.
streaming. Okay, then favorite social media platform.
Probably Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, I like it. Rich friend or a loyal friend?
Loyal friend.
Yeah. Wins every time. Okay. I like it.
Ideally rich and loyal, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what we call a winner there. Let's go with cups in the cupboard, right side up or upside down?
Upside down.
Upside down.
That's not an opinion. That's a solid answer.
I never even thought about that one.
Well, because there is an argument. Some people say you don't clean your cupboard, so you shouldn't put them face down because the rim's going to get dirty. But as a beer drinker, you absolutely put them face down because otherwise you're going to get dust and shit in there.
Also
you pull
true.
it out of your cabinet, you're going to pour your beer in, and you're going to get all dusty, dirty shit on the side of it. So always upside down.
There is a little bit of an argument too that says that you learned how to do that from your mom growing up. So think about how your mom did it, and did you learn it that same way?
I honestly don't remember.
Interesting. All right. Deep thoughts for deep people, everyone. Let's think about it. All right. Moving on.
Thanks for that.
Cornhole or horseshoes?
Cornhole.
Yes. I love cornhole. It's a great game. Jerry, what do you say?
Oh, absolutely, cornhole.
Right
Horseshoes
on.
is kind of fun, but maybe I'm just a bitch. But after like 2 games, it starts to rub the inside of my thumb raw. And I'm like, somebody got some chalk? The horseshoe's hurting my thumb. I need some chalk.
Get this man some chalk.
So I just avoid that.
Well, the next shirt you can get with Brewnomics is Chalk Up
Chalk
Basco.
Up.
I love that. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you can also check out Cornhole on ESPN 8 The Ocho. I highly recommend that.
Did you know that's a thing? It's a real thing. They're doing national cornhole championships right now on
was watching it
ESPN
yesterday.
too.
Yeah.
That's the state of sports right now.
That's where we're at, Stacey.
Cornhole's made its way to ESPN, all the way up to the deuce.
That's pretty awesome.
Next is marble racing.
Oh, my gosh. Good Lord.
Oh, I know.
Where are we going in this world? Marvel or DC?
I don't know if I know those.
You're a great person, Stacey. I just want you to stay the same. I love it. Board games or video games?
Board games.
Love it. Inline skates or a skateboard? Maybe a one-wheel.
Inline skates.
Nice. How long have you been in Boise, Stacy?
About 25 years.
Do you remember a place called Skate World? Interesting.
No.
Might have not been your jam. I'm just curious. Just putting my feelers out there. Okay. Ski or snowboard? Do you like
Ski.
ski? Okay. Nice.
Do skate rinks still exist?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they did, but now are they going to make a comeback?
There's one in Nampa, and there's one off state.
They're like people.
Oh, yeah. A new one just opened off State Street.
A
And
new one?
Lost Grove does a lot of events with them. Lost Grove Brewing.
All right.
You're
Well,
welcome.
Before this happened.
Dang. I hope they open soon. It's going to take me back to my
I was
childhood.
literally just talking about like skating versus like rollerblading today. And now I could never skate, but I could rollerblade until I broke my tailbone in 7th grade. That was terrible. But one of my favorite things ever to watch, and if there's a new skate rink, I hope it happens. But on any like TV show or movie, just whenever they have like their inline skate dancing scenes to absurd 70s disco music.
Oh, man. I can't
Can we
wait
make
for
that
that.
a thing? They don't learn how to skate.
No, they don't. Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. All right. It's going to happen. 80s or 90s, Stacy?
80s.
Nice. Favorite TV show of the 80s? Not there. Okay.
Not a TV person.
I know. I was just like, I just wanted to check. Just wanted to check. You're very consistent. Favorite celebrity? You have some to pick from.
Favorite celebrity, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread it. Is it Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pratt, Chris Rock, Chris Pine, or Christopher Nolan?
I have never heard of any of those.
God, that's fantastic. She's breaking the rapid fire. I love that. Once again, don't change. I think you're amazing. Moving on. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Beach. Wonderful. Camping or an amusement park?
Camping.
Nice. Favorite place to camp?
Idaho mountains.
Of course.
Outdoors.
Near a river? Yep. Let's. Fries or tots?
Fries.
Okay, interesting choice. All right. No judgment. I'm sorry.
I felt like there's a little judgment
I was
there,
just
dude.
correct. Yeah, I was just like, okay.
Nobody's answered fries yet. It's always been tots.
That's why I was like, okay, the uniquenitude of
No,
course.
I guess it's usually a side thing, and I usually try to get a salad. So it's not fries or
okay.
tots, but
There you go. All right. That makes sense.
usually.
Once again, yeah, super jealous. Stacy's winning,
I
guys.
gotta offset all the beer.
That's
There.
true.
So there is that.
There's that. Let's see here. Dressing up or dressing down?
Definitely dressing down.
Nice.
Did enough of the dress up stuff in the professional
In
days.
the corporate world.
In the corporate world
enough,
with
you're
all
like-
of the rubbing elbows and I love this.
You're like, I want to be comfortable, and that's where my day's at. I like
Beer
that.
t-shirts.
Morning or night?
Night.
And sorry, I just dance or listen.
That's a weird question.
These
Yeah, it is. Listen.
I didn't write these, folks.
My guess is listen to music. Yeah, these were written by our good buddy Will, so maybe something was missed on that one.
Will does wish he could be here, but he was unable to tonight, so he gives us and you his best, Stacy. Yeah, that'll do it for the rapid fire segment.
Good.
Good.
You did well. You did well. You passed. Got a 65.
It was fun.
Oh man. So I always have to ask this: what do you have a beer or a brewery that first introduced you or like enlightened, opened up your love for craft beer? I remember when we were younger, early maybe 20s, college days and stuff. Beer didn't used to be what it is now, and it was a little bit harder for some of us to find good beer. Do you have that one that stood out to you as like son of a bitch, beer is delicious?
I'm going to have to say the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Okay. Good OG choice. Do you have a cheap go-to beer? Because I also think every craft beer lover also sometimes just needs a shit beer to drink.
I don't.
No? Yeah, some people, it's not like you don't need like a PBR on occasion or a Coors Light.
No, I mean, if you offered me one, I would probably
Sure.
drink it, but I don't buy them.
Other than that, no way, huh? All right.
Special. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's drink our last beer of the night then.
All right.
All right.
This is going to be one of the more exciting ones because I figured we'd finish on a strong note. Love these guys at McCall's. You want to try that for me, Vic?
We love these guys at McCall Brewing.
Thank you. This is one that seems pretty intriguing. It is the Timber Beast, a triple white IPA. On the bottle, we got a smooth drinking white IPA with a punch, brewed with a balanced combination of Idaho 7, Summit, and Cascade hops, plenty of malted white, wheat, Vienna, and pure Idaho Pilsen malt, pine, herbal, and citrus hop characteristics, golden in color, medium-bodied with aromas of biscuit, wheat, and honey.
Weird. No, that excellently done. Yeah, so this is coming in at 11.5% alcohol by volume. It is a strong strong beverage.
Yeah, it's a triple fucking IPA for you.
Yep.
We're going to have some fun on this one. I've never even seen this beer before today, and I try to drink a fair amount of McCall Brewing. We have a great friend that's a brewer there. So I'm excited to try this one. I always look forward to a good new beer from McCall Brewing. So
This is a super new beer. So new it only has 2 check-ins on Untappd, which you have to have at least 10 check-ins to average a rating. So this has no average rating.
yeah, it's brand new, huh? All right, let's see what we think.
I'm a little scared, not gonna lie.
You'll be all right.
Whoa. I mean, it has the opportunity to be super acidic with the alcohol, but you don't get that. Am I just weird about that?
Malty. Way maltier than hoppier. I expected a lot more of a hop-forward profile, but it's much more of a malt-forward profile. It is boozy. You can tell it's a high ABV beer, but it's not offensively boozy.
No.
Or like Fusel boozy or gross boozy. It's like, you know what? Today's been a day. This will fuck you up boozy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still dig this beer quite a bit, but it is, I mean, you got to like IPAs to drink this one.
Yeah, you gotta have a sit down.
Yeah, this would be a tough one to have very many of these.
Yeah, you're not going to be walking for long. I think after about a pint of this, you're going to start chewing it. Have you ever done that where you're so drunk and you take that sip of beer and you're like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. And then so you start like chewing on it. Somehow that's going to ease it.
Yeah, it's weird
Yep.
mind games we play with ourselves to help ourselves out. Wow.
So it doesn't have a rating yet, so we're going to give it one. I'm choking on the beer. Corona. Sorry, Vic. We're going out together. I would give this I kind of want to rate it high, but the only thing that keeps it away from me rating it super high is the fact that it's hard to drink a lot of it because you might die. So I'll give it a 3.75.
Okay.
I don't know, like 6 of these, you might die.
You could die. Yeah, definitely get alcohol poisoning after time. This is a strong beer. Not to be taken by the light. This is a beer drinker's beer. If you like craft brewers, I think you're going to like this beer. Actually, I don't think. I know. I don't play with probabilities. My name's Vic. I like this beer a lot. This is a 3.75 as well. The drinkability, I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be super difficult to have, more than a bomber of this. So I think it's a good choice. They made bombers of these.
I could definitely drink a bomber of this by myself.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. I don't know what else I would be doing the rest of the evening, though.
Nothing else.
Nope.
Nothing, just-
You're not going to remember, really, a whole lot. Stacy, what do you think?
It's definitely boozy.
Yeah.
And a full bomber, yeah, that would be a challenge. But
Game.
it'd be a fun challenge to try.
It's important to challenge yourself.
Challenge accepted.
But that's also the great thing about this podcast is we share beer. So when you get really intense beer like this, it's nice to split that bomber up amongst 3+ people for shizzle.
For shizzle.
For sure.
Well, shoot, we really appreciate you coming on. I'm trying to think of other questions, but this 11% beer is starting to warm up my brain and just kind of make it go, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, thoughts,
No
comments,
questions,
concerns,
but a quick
plugs?
comment. The $5 discount on growler fills at the lounge at the end of the universe for Beer Buddy members, that's a pretty decent deal. And if you don't have a Beer Buddy card, of course you can get one online, but you can also get a card at Lounge at the End of the Universe. They do sell them. So
Radical.
you can
There you
kill
go.
2 birds with 1 stone. Get a Beer Buddy membership and get
Come in
Wednesday
Wednesdays.
through Sunday from noon to 5. Get your growlers filled and get a Beer Buddy membership.
Absolutely. Yeah. Go online, loungeboise.com/tickets. You can get your growlers there, but you have to come in to get your beer card. Yeah? Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. But that really is an awesome deal. And again, mention Brewnomics. Get your beer card. $10 growler of Pay at Recoil IPA.
It's a goddamn deal.
I don't think you can beat that.
Can't do it.
Good. I didn't even want to stack them, and Coral said yes. So say thanks, Coral.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Again, check out huge thanks to the tech crew here. Make sure you check out their Patreon and all other acts, but definitely their patreon.com/bageltiger. Again, Sunday, May 31st, the lounge is doing a 12-hour streamathon. 12 hours. You got something to do on Sunday now. Check out our local DJs, artists, comedians, and more at twitchtv.com/SonsBoise.
And the lounge has been awesome at supporting all these local artists.
Hell yeah, they have.
Absolutely.
And us and the breweries and trying to get people in and have just community support and to know that there are a lot of awesome options out there. And we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. We almost have. Just please do your part. Don't be a dickhead. That's all we ask.
Wash
It's
your
not
hands.
that hard. And wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. We'll support in every way we can. But I think that's about all we got.
That's all I got.
All right.
And thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Check out their Facebook, Instagram, Boise Beer Buddies. Easy to find. Download the app. Check out Brewnomics. Check out the lounge. Be good people and drink good beer.
Absolutely.
I'm Jerry.
I've been Vic.
I'm Stacy.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, lounge. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.